that we have for today. Oh, an update, I think, right?
Yeah, it's an update. So we have a Oshun resident, Shegun, who was sentenced to death for stealing chicken, has finally been freed from Kirikiri Correctional Prison after Governor Adeleke pardoned him.
Okay, that's an amazing one. Let's quickly watch the quick interview where we had Biola Bayo, talk to him and, of course, give us some updates on what's happening. But right now, he's free, and thanks to Governor Adeleke who stepped in. So let's watch that video very quickly, and we'll just have a little reaction before we go to our real trending videos. We'll be right back.
To God that God has crowned my year with his goodness. This is Shegun Olowo Okere. We're just leaving Kirikiri. It's finally out of the correctional center. Thank you so much for the love that we get. Thank you so much for the support. Shegun is a very good guy. The testimony even at the correctional center was amazing. I'm glad that he's out now for good. Thank you everyone that supported us. Thank you to everyone that helped us, to the governor and then to Governor Ademola Adeleke. We are grateful. Everybody, we are grateful to God. Thank you. You'll be seeing him, but for now, no interviews, no nothing. You are just going to help me on how to make him better, give him job, give him gifts, give him whatever you want to give to him. You know me, I will send you his parents' contact so you could help him. We just want him to be a better person and to be useful for the society, to be useful for Nigeria and Africa, the whole world at large. We just want him to become a better person. He has very good testimonies from the facility that he's a very good person. In fact, some of them were crying that he was leaving them, but thank God he's finally out. We're out of Kirikiri. We are grateful to God. Thank you, everyone. I'll be updating you more and more on it. So just want to say thank you. Just say thank you. Master
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
you so much. I really appreciate it.
God bless you all.
Yes. The song that came to my head is "What a Marvelous God." Wow, I have nothing to say. Let's just start with you. Talk about what's your say about all this.
I mean, I just want to thank God for the guy. Because let's assume, because there are different stories out there. Yeah. The guy said he knew nothing about it. Let's even assume that truly the guy stole the chicken. I mean, 10 years, death row. I hope the guy will see a psychiatric when he's done.
Yeah.
The trauma will not leave him. Yeah. Look, it's one thing for you to leave the prison, it's for the prison to leave you. I'm telling you, he needs to go see a doctor to check him up mentally, because the trauma will not leave him. I hope he will still be able to eat chicken.
He will see chicken around.
The anger, the reason why I'm in prison for 10 years.
He does not start killing chicken anymore.
That's dramatic.
Wherever you are, I want to say thank God for your life, and I hope that you can recover the years that you've lost.
I hope so too. I hope so. So, James, what you say?
I have two views to this thing. Okay. Number one is the selective justice system in this country. Where somebody will steal a chicken and another one will steal billions and was being segregated for coming home. And one is stolen chicken. Even if it's true, or the story is true, at least there should be a punishment that is commensurable to whatever the guy has done. So is this selective justice system in this country, we have to address it seriously, where a big man offense will be taken lightly and a poor man offense will be capital offense and a capital punishment. And the other side to it is that I guess the magistrate or the judge, when they say they still think like this, it depends on the attempt of the weapon they use in the process. That's what they use to make this kind of a judgment. It might be that somebody wants to steal chicken, in the process of that, he use a knife or he use a cutlass. I mean, if anybody has accosted him in the process of that, he will have killed the person. So that's the reason why sometimes this it's not just all about what is stole. Sometimes it's about the weapon with them.
How he stole it.
How they stole it. Because if everybody are shouted or tried to stop them, they could have killed the person. So the intentions around it, is a bit of what they consider in passing such judgment. So I spoke in favor. I was trying to speak in favor of the justice system, and as well to address the system itself.
Okay, thank you very much. That's well put. If you remember the song African China sang long ago, where he said, "Poor man will steal Maggie. Will they see their face for crime fighter?" I don't know if it was the crime fighter then, of course, yes.
I can relate.
Yeah, we understand, but just flow. Yeah. The rich man will steal money, we know they see their face for crime fighter. So that's what it is. And imagine how long that song was actually being sung, and yet it's still what is happening in our justice system and in the country right now. It's amazing how they could easily have quickly lock up a guy who took or stole chicken. And we have leaders who have looted so much money, billions of naira and even in dollars, but yet they're walking free in Nigeria.
There's something that we also need something that we also need to appreciate here. Yeah. Thank God for social media.
Yeah.
These are the good things that you can always say. Thank God for social media. The guy was asking anybody will have his voice.
Anything. That's true. Okay, so let's move on. Now, I saw a training video of a pastor. Thank God the both of you are pastors. Okay, so this one is actually very funny because it was not what I was expecting him to say. To be honest, when I saw the video, I thought it was preaching. So I wanted to hear it because we saw a pastor who was cursing because somebody stole his chicken. So I saw another video of a pastor again, but this time around, he's not preaching. He's not cursing. He's asking for help. And according to him, no, let me not even say what he said. Let's watch video and hear for ourselves what he said. We'll be right back. If you don't know the video I'm talking about, play the pastor and scene now 5 and 6. Pastor and scene 5 and 6. So let's take that video again. That video is very important. Alicia, please check 5 and 6. I think that'll tag the video. So just check that and play it for us. Thank you. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the video refused to play, but we still have another pastor scenario, and this one is about a pastor a female church member who stormed her pastor's office to demand a refund of 90,000 naira from her pastor after she mistakenly transferred an amount of 100,000 naira as a tithe instead of 10,000 naira. Please, even should be coming down when you're spending this money. It's because even the pastor, if it was somebody else, you mistakenly send that money to support you. So let's watch it, then we'll get the reaction of our pastors and of course hear what he has to say in response to what the pastor said to the young lady who was asking for her refund. So let's watch that video and we'll be right back.
Me, I'm not living here without my money. That's all I know. I'm not living here without my money.
What did you say this pastor did?
I was supposed to be my pastor. Okay. I was supposed to pay tithes of 10,000 naira. Okay. So I mistakenly added another zero, making it 100,000. And I sent to the church account. Then I immediately saw it. I told him that I told him. You know what the money? I told him that I'm sorry. I sent 100,000.
That's theft. Yes. Honestly, that's theft. See, this pastor get leave out. The truth is, I respect me. No. No, you are angry, right? Come on, 10,000, give us 90,000. You understand? It's as simple as this. Simple. You have to listen to my own. Okay, there's always two sides of it. There are two sides. Okay. Say your side of the coin. Listen. Okay. In the book of John. No. You guys are underrating my stance. I don't want me to talk. Exactly. Okay, madam, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I can't be here. You guys are with not me here because I want you to run this case. Right now, what will happen, Mr. Man of God? What is going to happen is this. Yes. Right now, this woman has been complaining. I think when was this?
Almost 2 weeks ago. It's refusing to tell me back my money.
This that she mistakenly added a zero to the amount. See, I don't know. Wait. What I will tell you.
Has she spoken to me physically?
Okay, this is the church. What is Sunday?
He told me secretary not to allow me to come inside.
The money is refunded.
She has not graced my presence.
Listen, the money is refunded.
Thank you, madam. Big 419.
This is the failed transaction. I will forward the rest of it.
I don't want. Did you send the money to me?
Okay. I will start with Pastor James first. Pastor, I have to put the pastor there. Pastor James, what's your take about all this?
Well, this is spiritual attack to the Holy Office. Because the last hope, like I said earlier, of it is God. And the last hope of Nigeria is God, and which is representative of God is the pastors and the Muslim clerics. And once the office is being desecrated like this, then the devil is trying to make everybody, he wants to bring a state of chaos and apathy into this country. Because pastors are supposed to be leading people to morals and their right values, not to the point whereby they are saying this thing has happened before. And I want to believe some pastors should have learned from that, or some pastors should have learned from that. But now it's happening again. That means we are not learning something. Some people in this constituency, somebody send 100,000 and immediately you acknowledge it. And he's saying that no, this money is not for, then refund the money. And then this public shame to the office. This man, that's why before being a pastor, they take them on leadership course. Yes. What it entails to become a leader, a spiritual leader goes beyond all of these things. You are moral, exemplary individual. Rather than all this show of shame, you are showing to the whole world and messing up the office. It's very terrible. I'm going to be speaking to the pastors out there. Please, let's not allow this economic challenge to get to you. Allow God. Just trust in God. God will always provide for you. And this is a pastor that has an office, has a secretary, and lacks of that. How much is 90,000 naira? They are going to be messing up the name of the church, messing up the name of the holy name of being called a pastor. And that's why you see a lot of people dragging pastors all over social media here and there, even drag some great men of God here and there because of all these. Some things are misrepresenting the office. This is very painful.
Pastor needs money to buy pulpit.
God will always provide.
I'm just saying though. But anyways, Pastor Tokumbo, what do you say about all this? Yeah,
because I'm angry because because we allow the public to make to think that everything about church has to do with money. Look, I always tell pastors, you have a life outside the church. And when people come to your church, don't manipulate them. Don't use God's name to manipulate people. If somebody on a free will gave his tithe to the church and said, I made a mistake, please refund this money back. It is not you to tell her that you leave it for God. This is for God. That is not, it wasn't a mistake, just God. No, this is manipulations. This is a big, and let me just say, this does not represent who we are. That's true. That's true. I don't need to speak with all pastors, but I can speak for myself. When I stand before the people and the church has a need, I don't tell them God said. I mean, you can check me up on social media. We had a things before the watch time, and I told the people, I feel that you can give something to, but please note it down. I didn't say God said. This is me saying. Look, I have read the scriptures. I see that there are ways you can connect with giving and be given. It's a principle that even cuts beyond Christianity.
Yes.
When you give, you open the door to be given back to. So I say, look, let's give. But listen, this is not God saying, this is me saying. This is me saying. So don't always put God into when you have a need. Open to the people that you have a need. The people will take care of you. I'm not saying you go begging them. I'm telling them that there is a need. This is, I don't know what to say. 90,000 naira.
It might even be the lady's whole salary.
Yeah. Of course, for her to give 10,000 naira, she said that's her tithe. Yeah. So 100K is her income. And Christmas was around the corner. And it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And you're showing us failed transaction.
Even though she's a billionaire. Let people give what they
want to.
So you guys want to push me to the angle that I don't want to go this afternoon. One of the issues we have with our churches, I think the pastor mentioned it. Many people just dabble into this pastoring ministry thing without tutelage, without going through the process, being taught the etiquette of ministry, things you should do, things you should not do. Just bump into it and just begin to get them misbehaving, no control, nothing. That's the mission I belong to. You can't do this, they will have removed you. You will not even last. Once the report gets there, just because you are bringing a big embarrassment to the body of Christ. Why will you do that? We are meant to take care of our people, not people taking care of us. When you teach people on the principles of giving, of meeting the needs of the assembly you belong to, people will do it without you telling them to do it. They know that it is my responsibility to take care of my pastor. But a pastor who has left his ministry, left his own career, let everything just to come and say, look, you know what? All my days is to find ways to attend to the spiritual needs of the people. The people know that
he has needs.
He has needs. He's taken care of. He needs to eat. And they have a way of meeting those needs without you having to go through
the funny way.
That this pastor would lose a lot of members at this team.
You will probably go back to the altar and still use God to cover the whole thing.
Of course,
you see pastors that misbehaved, went to prison and say God was the one that made them to misbehave and take them to prison. Yes, now
they will preach to the
you misbehave. Come openly and said, so I'm sorry, church, you are a human. Look, the problem we do is that we think as pastors we are taking the place of God in people's life. I'm not God. Why do you think I dress like this? Why do you think I want you to know that I'm not God? I am a human being,
just like everyone else,
but graceful to be a pastor. I mean, I'm infallible as a pastor. So when you make mistakes, you own up. You don't try to hide under God, and people think that you are. So when they see you now, some people think that some pastors don't eat. I eat.
If you say I eat,
so I wake up in the morning, I pray, watch Bible.
Well, not even hear the fact that you watch movies. They say, pastors watch movies.
Yes,
exactly what they will say.
I thought it was also a big wrong thing to do until my main church people that I pastor began to openly say, Pastor, thank you for your life. That not what you preach has impacted us, but the way you behave has impacted me and my God. This is the way I live with my wife, openly in the church, smack her at the back, peck her. And the woman said, Pastor, the way you behave, now my husband is now doing the same thing. Not the someone like
not what you say, what you see. Oh my word. Okay, all right. Oh wow, that being said about pastors, a lot of people have turned into a business. It's now more like a business area where people tend to make money, and of course they will. Okay, let's move on to another one. This one is about love. I saw a video, it interests me, and I want to share the video and ask some certain questions. If really age is just a number when it comes to love, or maybe it's not just about age or number. Maybe some people just want to get comfortable. They don't want stress. They don't want a young girl stressing them, or they don't want a young man stressing them. They just want to live in peace without any drama. So let's quickly watch this video where it's titled "Age is just, excuse me, but a number," and we'll be right back to the studio. Stay with us.
My name is Catherine Thomas. I am 80 years old, born and raised in southern Tanzania. I have 5 children, and after losing my late husband, I needed to feel loved again.
At the age of 24, George, a former school dropout turned motorcyclist, entered Catherine's life. He used his motorcycle to make a living.
Huyu kijana wakati nipo kwenye shughuli zangu kila siku nilikuwa na kodi sana pikipiki yake.
We met one day and he could transport me from home to my business. We got used to working daily. I was impressed by his humility, hard work, and professionalism. One rainy day I came from the bank and somehow forgot the handbag I had full of money as it was raining, and we both quickly went separate ways.
The handbag was full of a lot of money, 6 Tanzanian shillings. This was a significant amount that no one could forfeit. A fortune that would put George to the ultimate test, but he would emerge victorious. I went back home after work and found this bag. The following day, I woke up and immediately took the handbag to her house.
I couldn't believe he had found and returned the lost money. That's when he won my heart. I realized there was no one else like him. I expressed my feelings, asked him to stop motorcycling and live with me. That's how our love story began.
When she proposed to me, I said yes, and we have been loving each other unconditionally without caring more about our age difference, but more of what makes us happy. Yes, there have been critics about why I love someone as old as my grandmother, but I don't care as long as we are happy.
Mimi hata ukinichukulia unavyonichukulia nichukulie kama kitu nimependa nilipenda ni mimi.
I told him that he would hear plenty of discouraging words from people, but he should never listen, because people will always try to destroy and ruin something good. There is a reason why we are together. People don't understand what made me choose him. He is so special to me. To be honest, my life without him would be meaningless.
Basi yeye anaona kama nimemweka nukta kwangu.
Though they are having a good time together, they say it was not easy when making it public because their relatives, close friends, and others were shocked. Some of her children couldn't understand why their
Right, yes. Love is in the air. Okay, Tokumbo, I want to ask, do you actually think this is love? Because at first, I thought because of the money, he decided to stay. But actually, he saw the money, saw the bag, lost bag, which has a lot of money, and still went ahead to drop it with woman. And from there, and like we said, she decided to employ him as a husband. That's what I would call it. But, you know, love now happened, and they love each other, they've been with each other, encouraging each other. What would you say about this? Because I'm sure every pastor is a counselor, I'm more like a therapist. So, if this happens, what would you
react to this story or talk about the issue of the place of age in relationship?
React to this story and talk about a place of age in relationship.
I'm not in their shoe, but I think it's an exception.
Mm.
If you feel it's an exception. Say in Africa setting, it's an exception. Okay. Because age is very important to us. So it's an exception that 56 years gap. You know, human is made up of 3. All right. As you have said, you are 3 in 1. You have a body that relates with the environment. You have a soul where you think, you process things. You have your spirit. And if you are looking for who to relate with when you're going into marriage, these 2 things must connect with your partner. Now, looking at these 2 people involved, 86-year-old woman with
different generation.
36-year-old or 20-year-old.
56 years difference anyway.
How would they balance up mentally? How do they process things together in the house? You know, who corrects who? It's like I said, I don't want to judge them. It's not my job to judge them, but I think if it is true love, it's an exception. So now, let's come back to the issue of age when it comes to relationship. I'm not sit here and talk based on exceptions. I will talk based on the rules.
Yes.
Then there can be exceptions to the rule.
Yes.
You know, age is important. Age is not everything, but age should be considered. Yeah, because we have this belief, which is, as a pastor, I don't think it's a wrong belief, that the man takes the leadership role in the home.
Yeah.
And we attach so much. Even a woman's attracted most times to a person that is older than her, because there's something about how I want to submit.
Yes.
You know, so it's easy for you to submit to somebody who is older than you because you feel he knows more than you. Just assume that the person knows more than you. Okay, so should that be the only consideration in relationship? Of course not. There are several other things. There are people that are grown in age, but mentally they are not there. They're still babies, still mommy's boy, daddy's boy. You know, so that's not the only consideration, but you cannot afford to throw that out of the window totally. Totally, because your body also grows along with your years.
Yeah.
It grows along with your age, your mental sense. So it's a two-way thing. And that's why I feel that for things like this, there may not be a straight jacket rule that fits all. Maybe sometimes you take it on what they call one-on-one basis. You look at issues, okay, issues surrounding it. Okay, this guy is younger than you, but does he behave more mature?
More mature.
You know, so I've known that since my young age, my late teenager years, and my young 20s above, many of my friends are older than me. Because I have that physique, I have this, this level of maturity, so I tend to deal with people who are older than me. So most times too, those before I met my wife, many of the people I was dating then were always older than me. 5 years, 4 years.
Oh wow.
But when marriage came, if I sit down with, I am just months older than her.
Oh wow. That was a very clean escape. Okay, so James, what do you say about this?
All right, let's go to the rules as Pastor Chigo was saying. Going to the rules, because sometimes when we look at the exception, we should not stay on the exception, because the exception is the reality. We should play by the rules. The rules of marriage is compatibilities. We should look at compatibilities in marriage, because among several compatibilities, what I can see there is financial compatibility. Mutually, marriage should be mutually beneficial. But I think the woman, old woman is looking for companionship. And the guy is looking for comfort, because he's a career rider.
Yeah.
So they got something, each of them did. But one thing the guy is not considering is the fact that he is able to have a child. So where does he get, how does he get?
Maybe he's not even bothered about that.
He's not thinking straight. The guy is not thinking straight.
But I've met people who don't actually believe they need to have their own child. And they're old.
Africans, our culture, as an African man, we believe in having children. In a Western culture, they believe they can adopt and lots of that. So I think this guy, I'm not saying he's not in love, but he's not thinking straight.
Also, he feels that Mama will soon go.
So he will now marry. He will take you.
I'm not judging.
That's a waste of years.
No, it's not a waste of years.
He's still very young now.
Actually, 4 years old. Almost about 50-something years. So if he stays 10 years, I'm not saying the man is going to go. So if he adds 10 or 15 years to his, and he's probably 40-something, and he meets a young girl, with all that wealth, trust me, she would agree. The thing is mutually beneficial. Mama needs a companion. The guy needs
comfortability.
But yet he has shown his own honesty by returning the money, but still the guy has a money bag in the mama. Somebody could have 6 million Kenyan shilling, That means that's a lot of money.
That's a whole lot of money.
You know, almost the same rate with our millions here. So that guy has gotten money back. The mama has gotten a companion. And the only thing I wanted to say was the fact that him having a child. But now with what you said that Mama could pass anytime, he's still going to have his life back.
And actually, I have friends, men who are way old, and they will tell you they've never thought about having a child. They don't see the need. They've taken care of people's children. They've adopted children. They've been to universities, even gotten married, and they don't see the need of having.
I agree. We cannot sit here and speak about exceptions.
Yeah.
Those are exceptions.
Yes.
You know.
Very rare though, very rare.
Person, I'm sure the pressure on him will be huge.
Of course,
in the Western countries now, we know that it's not an exception. Everybody,
he has a girlfriend, obviously. He has a girlfriend. He has a girlfriend, but he's not.
What's the girlfriend saying?
Yeah, the girlfriend is also just enjoying herself.
No, he's a good guy. From the way the whole story came out.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah,
good guy. You know,
he's a lover boy.
He's a lover boy. In fact, the guy is still going to get, like we said, the mama has just about 10 years about to still spend. So the guy, but it will be a shame for him when the mama goes into about 140.
What
does she want to say to 140? Why does she want to? What would she be using?
Companionship will make mama look younger.
Well, that's true. That's another thing. You know, when you're enjoying love almost to her in the purest form, you will stay longer. Even if you're sick, you want to get healed immediately so that you can still enjoy it further. But I want to ask this question now. Do you think it's actually wise for a man to really settle down with a woman who is older than her?
Okay. That's why I said initially that it is possible. I mean, we have lots of people that their wives are older than them.
Yes.
I don't want to start calling anybody. We have people whose wives are older than them. I wouldn't have mind if my wife was older than me. Maybe I wouldn't have mind, but I don't know how it should look like in marriage.
In marriage.
So there are times that we get into some fights. And in my head, I'm like, enjoy the call. It's going to go back just few months from, if I was like 5 years older than you, you know.
You don't talk like that.
You talk like you were something more like that, you know. So it's I told her, but it just rings in my head that maybe if I was older than this girl, maybe she would have lived this.
Yeah.
So it's about the people involved. How well can you manage it?
Okay.
A woman will always be a woman. Either you're older than her or she's older than you. She always
react the way she wants
to react.
So
it's not the life for you to now say, can I distract when she talks or she sounds rude? Will I start like, okay, you because you're older than me? Once that discussion start coming in,
the issues will be happening.
Be careful to really speak up.
Have mind,
like,
because it feels like that's true.
Then also, let's be sincere. Women tends to look older than men. For example, a man of 90-year-old is still very active sexually. Women at the point of getting into their menopause, you know, they start losing. And so how will the man still want to cope? Because when by the time you are 90, your wife is 95, you are still very active. She's not. At the age of 80, you might doing share, you know. So a lot of issues, you know. Are you sure about their sexual life? No, the two people involved. Are you sure that are you sure? That the guy is still look. Social media will only show you the good side of things. You don't know what. You don't even know if the guy even has a young girl behind the scene that is taking care of his needs. That man cannot take care of
their needs. So I think my own take on this matter is the fact that a man should, you know, last year one of my sons came and said, "Pastor, I was married and like to that." I said, "Okay, what about lady? She's 6 years older than him." My African mentality first came to my mind, and as I was able to legislate on such a matter, and the hospital God said, let them be. I was the only one that supported the guy. All of his mentors, he had gone around, he said, no, and they got married last year. But a month ago they were with me, and I was trying to check their conversation, how they were relating. saw that the guy was a bit fidgeting, talking to her, and a bit. So, if any man, my own advice, because I had to call him back, what's in why are you talking to her? So, you are so watching your words, you are careful, and no, you have to be fair. You be a man. So, our advice I would give to anybody: if you're going to marry a woman that's way older than you must have a strong mindset. You must be a man that
know that you are a man.
You are a man, yes. Because women have a tendency, even the woman, I'm about 7 years old.
There are women on this table. We lost the gate.
We want to intimidate people.
Pastor James is not going home today.
They're just more expressive.
Even my wife that I'm about 7 years older than, he still wants to intimidate me.
I think you're using that word loosely. I
say Pastor James is not going home today. We are locking the gate.
Women are not, they won't intimidate you. I think they just tend to express themselves verbally.
Okay, thank you.
A man can react by being quiet.
But we will talk the house down.
Something happened between my wife like 2-3 days ago. But I didn't like to just just forget about this one. Nice. I think it was yesterday night. She said,
remember what you did? Women are amazing.
In Africa, for the Western people, it may not be a problem. But look, in Africa, we cannot separate a man from his culture. That's what this Gen Z thing also. Someone did something in America, and you watch it on social media, and now you want to implement it in Nigeria.
That's how we have to really correct this one. Let's not just say it's a standard.
It's an exception. It's difficult. If you marry a very strong-willed woman,
it's difficult.
It's difficult. Unless you were born and brought up in an environment where women are given, you see women as a man like yourself, that may be different, but age plays a major role. We cannot shy away from it. Like, there are exceptions, yes, if yours are an exception, praise God for you. But the rule, I think is always good most times.
Okay.
I think there's another part we really look at. Is the intimacy part. Let's go back to the intimacy part. How the intimacy, how are they going to be intimate in terms of mutually?
Pastor, don't worry about that one. They know what they are doing. They thought about that before even going ahead to be together.
The children.
Because
I'm sure the man last born older than him.
Well, they say they are relating well. They are happy. They are in support. They love their relationship. So it's good. I just hope he's not dating one of the children.
I'm not here.
Anyways, let's wrap up the show. Thank you so much, James, for coming on the show. Amazing one. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tokumbo, for also coming in. It was amazing. And thank you, my viewers. It was amazing also. We enjoyed the show today. It was